Welcome back to another school year, students. My name is Mr. Harris. I'm your 6th grade U.S. history teacher that teaches U.S. history 1865 to the present. So today, I'm going to give you an overview of what is expected of you for the school year, also classroom procedures and rewards and consequences. So you see this page right here? It has a variety of people, things associated with U.S. history that we're going to cover this year. Some of these things you're basically familiar with, so I'm not going to go into detail. Over in the top left-hand corner, you have Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president, known as Honest Abe. Right here, you have the Model T Ford, which was created by Henry Ford. And then the Reconstruction period, which we'll talk about later on, the telegram, and another president during this time period of our study is Franklin D. Roosevelt. And you know that FDR, you've seen a picture of him on the dime, and you know that Abraham Lincoln is pictured on the $5 bill and the penny. So I just want to throw those fun facts at you that you should already know. Down here you have some pictures. A lot of them are primary resource documents, some are secondary. This poster in the left-hand corner is a propaganda poster with Rosie the Riveter. And we'll talk more about her this year when we talk about World War II. Right here is the raising of the flag at Iwo Jima by the Marine soldiers on the island, on Iwo Jima, which is an island in Japan. In the bottom right-hand corner is the March on Washington, Martin Luther King, and the March for Civil Rights. So these pictures give you a prelude to what we're going to be covering this school year. This page right here talks about the different activities we're going to do today. We're going to try to get through all these today, but I'm not going to make a promise. And I want you to sit in any seat right now, but understand that I will assign seats to help me learn your names, and also to give you assigned seats based on your ability to learn and ability to focus. And we'll talk about that, but understand that you're going to be put in assigned seats. This is an introductory and motto. It says, "Welcome to Mr. Harris's 6th grade U.S. History 2 class. 1865 to the present." It is a positive thinking class where students explore history and learn from its mistakes. Our class is a place where excellence is the standard, not the goal. So we don't strive to be just good or very good. We strive to be excellent in everything we do. We fail forward, we pick ourselves up. We make mistakes, but we get better. And not everybody's the same. Everybody learns differently. It's sort of like you see a big old city, and there's a freeway that has a bunch of cars on that freeway. Not all cars are going the same speed, but the main thing to keep in mind is that all those cars plan on going to the city. They go at different speeds. They're different cars, so they're all going to go to one place. And the goal is for everybody to learn. Some of you learn at your own pace, some of you learn fast, some of you learn slow. But my main goal is hope that you learn. Learning is a choice. It's a picture of this boy right here. He's so happy to go to school. He's crying. The book bag is bigger than him. So I hope you're excited to come back to school. And I hope that you enjoy history as much as I do at the end of the school year, at the end of the day. Housekeeping tips and classroom expectations. I don't have a list of rules. I don't have like the 10 Commandments. I don't have 100 rules that everybody has to go by, because rules are made to be broken. But I have 3 basic rules that not only reflect what should be done in our classroom, but what also is expected of you as a student at Stanford Middle School. First is respect people, respect property, and respect learning. A detailed expectation of respecting people, property, and learning is to do not talk when I'm speaking, unless it's an emergency. I'll give you some cues to know when to be quiet. I'll raise my hand in the air Count to 3 or 5, clap 3 times if you can hear me, until I have your undivided attention. And when I was born, I wasn't born to be a parrot where I repeat everything over and over. And it's a sign of disrespect, and I don't like speaking over people. I just don't like doing that, and it's just not fair. So that's expected there. This activity on this page, it says classroom expectations match up. Match each action to the correct expectation or rule. There are actions listed that are misbehaviors, so put those clues underneath the column that it goes against. You may place the number of the description under the correct column. There may be more than one answer. Let's do the first one together. The first one says, come into class prepared and on time. So automatically we know that goes underneath respect for people and respect for learning. Okay, when you come to class on time, that's a good thing. It means you're prepared, you're focused on what needs to be taught and what you're about to learn. And respect for learning means that I don't have to get after you or have to correct you for not coming to class on time. And it gets people off track, gets people distracted. So go ahead and put those clues under the correct category that it belongs. I'm next going to talk about an overview of class procedures. Procedures are things that we do every day that are routine, that should be like clockwork, that you should not have any questions about. It's just you do it. Like Nike's slogan, just do it. There are expectations and rewards listed here, and I'm going to talk about that as well. Try to be brief as possible. As you first come into the room, you come sit down and you get started on starter questions that are presented on the smartboard or on a slip of paper. Every day, that's expected of you. There might be some exceptions, but understand that the expectation is for you to do the starter assignment, because that's based on what we've talked about the day before. I'll make sure you have all your pens, paper, pencils, binder available. And if you run out of paper, you run out of pencils, I have a supply area that's near the American flag next on the table that has a colored box, colored graphic organizer. Make sure your pencils are sharpened before class. Use a handheld pencil sharpener if needed. You're not to use the handheld pencil sharpener that is on my desk. That is called Bob. And that's it. You don't use it unless I give you permission. You don't get up to sharpen pencils. Complete individual work unless you're allowed to have a partner or are assigned a group. I assign cooperative groups, students do not. So don't ask me to pick your own groups. And I'm going to explain to you later on why that's the case. Some of you may already know, but some of you don't know. Classwork that's completed is to be placed in the crate labeled when you are finished. Place your work in the folder according to the class and block. You may keep your binder in the tubs based on your last name. Get your binders every time you enter a class and return them there at the end of class. If you choose to take your binder home, that's fine, but I'm not responsible if you leave it at home or you forget it. You are not allowed to go back to your lockers for anything unless it's for certain situations. I'm going to give you 3 friendly reminders when you're missing work. And granted, people get sick, people are pulled out, people go on field trips, but it's your responsibility to get your work made up. I will talk to you one-on-one, talk to your parents, maybe assign a silent lunch or detention in that order if you refuse to turn in your work. It is important to record daily assignments, upcoming quizzes and tests in your planner at the beginning of each week. These assignments are listed on the dry erase board, smart or chalkboard. Every student is going to receive a file folder and a green hand folder to place handouts. So I'm not too focused on your binder. So I'll let you keep these items in the classroom. It's sort of like your mailbox. I'm not getting into formative and summative assessments because I think you already know what they're about. And you should expect to see some unit tests, of course, quizzes, projects. And we have 4 alternative assessment four alternative assessment projects we got to do because we don't have an SOL test in U.S. history, like you didn't have in fifth grade history. Unit tests will be given on Thursdays and Fridays every 2 weeks, typically, and expect a quiz at any time. Expect a quiz at any time. And I like to review and do a lot of review games and activities before a quiz, but you got to be on your toes and be ready to answer questions and do well in the quiz. Dun, dun, dun. You'll love this. I do not assign homework. However, if students do not complete daily assignments in class, it is for homework and it's due the next day. Doing classwork for another class while you're supposed to be doing history classwork can result in a side lunch or being marked down on the assignment you're supposed to be doing. This is considered disrespectful. This is considered showing no respect for learning and showing no respect for people. Bottom line. At the beginning of each unit of study in U.S. history class, you're going to receive an interactive notes packet. That could change, but know that from the beginning, I'm going to give you an interactive notes packet. Notes we take the notes we do in our class are mostly interactive, and there's sometimes you're going to have to copy some notes. Okay, but it's not going to be too laborious to where it deflects or distracts you from your learning, because people learn differently. We'll be adding illustrations to our notes, completing assignments, creating study guide questions, and adding additional material. I will not produce an extra packet for you if you lose it. Now, there are dire circumstances that you want to talk to me about. I'm easy to come to and talk to about a problem you might be having. You might be having a difficult time at home, difficult time at school. You just can't get it together because middle school is tough the first time, particularly if you're a sixth grader. And a lot of y'all have, many of you have butterflies in your stomach. You're kind of nervous because you don't know what to expect. And I'm here to help you get adjusted to middle school. But over the course of time, you should become acclimated to sixth grade, which means you should become used to it. And I'm going to ask you to copy notes when we're going over the notes out of the interactive packet. I'm not giving you an extra packet because you have to grow up a little bit and be responsible. And besides, this material that we're going over, it's going to be on Google Classroom and on a Google Sheet with Google Forms. We were doing some more digital stuff. Another policy that I have, one student is allowed to go to the bathroom and get water. You must wait until the student comes back from the restroom and water fountain. 2 people don't go out at one time to the bathroom. That's not going to be done, plain and simple. Certain circumstances, we'll talk about that when it comes up. If you don't turn in your work, you'll be issued warnings, conferences, redirection, and encouragement to do so. If you fail to submit classwork, 1 through 4 will be applied, and I'm not reading through that for you. One thing about it is that I dismiss you from class. The bell does not. However, I'll determine if there are exceptions. Go to my website at bedfordsrms.sharpschool.net. I'm going to read that again. bedfordsrms.sharpschool.net to visit the Stanton River Middle School website. Click on Staff, Social Studies, and find my name, J. Greg Harris. You'll find information on my webpage about our class and interesting websites. Other interesting websites, I should say. And any questions about that, we'll talk about that later. We have rewards in here. Treats, prizes, extra credit points, play games on iPads if you've earned it. Which is what a privilege is. PBS passes will be given for good behavior. You'll have an assembly. You'll have administrators talk to you about the PBS program. I probably will anyway, but I'm not going to talk to you about it at this juncture because that's slated for another time. But you can read through this, and you might be familiar with it in your elementary schools. You may be, or should be. Here's an overview of what we're going to be learning this year. I'm not going to read that to you. You're not going to be given a textbook to take to and from home, but if your parents request a textbook, I will abide by that. Thank you for listening, and have a good day.